Right, hello again. So yeah, as you've seen with some of my recent stuff, I'm kind of trying to do a few more things that aren't strictly GeoGuessr. So what I'm going to try here is just a few interesting geography facts, or some of them are kind of themes that have a series of facts. Just things that I think you'll find interesting. I'm hoping most of these you won't have come across before. Some of them you will. But yeah, it's all stuff that I find quite interesting, like geographical extremes. If you like it, do drop a like because that way I can know if I should make more of these. Otherwise, I'll get back to the world record grind for GeoGuessr. But yeah, enjoy, and we'll start off. Right, so the first one is the highest vertical drop on Earth, which can be found right up north on Baffin Island in Canada. It's called Mount Thor, and the actual drop itself, sheer vertical or even beyond vertical, is 1,250 meters, over 4,000 feet. It has been climbed, and it's in this amazing glacial valley that we're about to see now. And look at that! You can see it there. It looks kind of like a half dome, but obviously bigger in terms of its sheer drop. There is another drop on Earth that has a claim to this, Trango Towers of Pakistan. However, the drop is not actually 100% vertical, but it does have a 4,400 foot drop. It just doesn't quite meet the criteria of verticality. So the next is the remotest point on land, and what I mean by this is the point on land that's furthest from any ocean. A lot of you will probably know this one, but it's in Xinjiang in China, quite near Urumqi, and it's in this desert, which actually looks... So you might not know that parts of China actually look like this, but in this area you get these amazing deserts and these rock formations, and this is actually what the spot on Earth that's furthest from the sea looks like. I think it's 2,645 kilometers from the sea, and that's just another shot of what that desert itself actually looks like. You can actually do the same for continents. So this is the furthest point from the sea in the US, in South Dakota. It's somewhere between these two towns. Check it out on Street View. It's got kind of old blurry camera, but get a sense of what that's like. Still blurry, but yeah, this is the point on North America that's furthest from the sea. So the next one is third order islands, and I believe 2 of these have been discovered. There might be more. The first one is somewhere on Victoria Island. Again, we're in northern Canada, and as far as I'm aware, no photos of it exist, and nobody has ever actually been to the island. It was found on Google Maps, I'm pretty sure. And as you can see, I'm actually struggling to find it myself. That's how, you can see from looking at it just how many tiny islands there are in this part of Canada. But that's actually it, the one I'm circling now with the mouse. Although I think it could be that one. It's not, it's the first one. I'll go onto the map view and it's clearer to see. So this is a third order island, is an island within an island within an island. And there is one other that we're about to see. But yeah, this is the one here. It's a tiny island there, inside the slightly bigger island, inside Victoria Island. Now the other one's in the Philippines, inside Lake Taal, which is actually quite a big lake, not far from Manila. There's a volcano in the middle of the island. Have to go to satellite view to actually see the crater and the tiny, tiny island that sits within it. It's so small it barely qualifies as being an island. But I think we can see a photosphere of it here, whereas the one on Victoria Island hasn't actually been seen as far as I know. And there it is. You've got the tiny island, the bigger one, and then that's another view of it as well. So next up are the highest accessible points by transport. Found this one quite interesting. So by car, the highest elevation that's been achieved is 6,688 meters on Ojos del Salado in Chile. It's kind of in the more in the Atacama type region, so as you can see, it's very dry. So yeah, they actually reached almost 6,700 meters, which is absurdly high up, and it's quite it's a bit of a plateau, so it doesn't have any really steep climbs. But they had to have you have to go up in a modified car because normal engines don't really work at that altitude. And it also has the highest lake, which is 6,900 meters, but it's absolutely tiny. This kind of takes me on to something. So the highest navigable lake that you can actually take ships through is Titicaca, which is somewhere I've been. That photo before was one I took. This is a slightly clearer view. And that is 3,800 meters. Takes me on to another place I've been, which is one of the highest railways. This one was between Cusco and Puno, the photo I took. It's not actually the highest, it's the fourth highest, I believe, at about 4,300 meters. And it was, yeah, unbelievable train journey, breathtaking. Like you feel the altitude, the air feels so pure. But actually the highest railway is not here. We're about to look at it. So this is the one in Peru. The highest is actually somewhere in Tibet, and it's almost 5,100 meters. It's somewhere in the middle of China, very remote, and that's what it looks like. Just on a kind of similar vein of high points, the highest permanent settlement in the world is also in Peru, interestingly, 5,100 meters, called La Rinconada, and it's a mining town, and supposedly quite dangerous because people go there kind of looking for fortunes. Anyway, the next one and the final one is the highest population density in history, and that was in Kowloon Walled City in Hong Kong. You can see an aerial view of it there. It's unbelievably packed in with tower blocks. 50,000 people lived there. It was demolished in 1994, but the most insane statistic is the population density. So it was 3.2 million people per square mile. 3.2 million per square mile, which is just unbelievably high. You can see here today it doesn't exist, but there's a park there. Have a peek at it on Street View. And there it is. But the thing that makes this such an incredible fact is if you were to take the population density of Kowloon Walled City, you could fit the entire world's population inside Tokyo, which is insane to me. Tokyo is an extremely highly densely populated city anyway, but if you had the population density of Kowloon Walled City, you could fit the entire world inside Tokyo, and that is one to wrap it off, I think. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll do another one of these soon. Thank you.